Hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just Hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyper.directory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use Hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just Hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 6 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Tuesday morning, just about 2 days and 15 hours or 14 hours or something like that until New Year's. 8 years ago, I smoked my last cigar. 8 years ago. That's hard to believe, right?
Congratulations.
And 8 years ago, I did not make a decision to stop smoking. What happened was, 8 years ago, I had a cold at this time of the year between Christmas and New Year's. Mm-hmm. And back in those days, I smoked cigars a lot. And, I mean, really a lot. I was like a chain cigar smoker, right?
Yeah.
If you knew me here at work, you never saw me smoke because I didn't smoke at work, obviously. No. But I mean, everywhere else besides work. But anyway, so what happened is I had a cold. And back in those days when I had a cold, I didn't enjoy smoking. It was just not enjoyable. Mm-hmm. So I had a cold, and then the new year came, and it was 2 or 3 days into January, and I started feeling better. And I thought, I haven't smoked all year. I always knew I should quit, right? Mm-hmm. I haven't smoked all year. It was a psychological thing. The truth is I had only not smoked for about a week. But I was using that as my little motivation. I haven't smoked all year. So I actually said, okay, so that if I haven't smoked all year, why start?
Yes.
You know, so I really used the whole New Year's thing to quit smoking. I think because of that my quitting smoking is easier than dieting because you can't quit eating.
Right.
You know, so I'm going to pay attention because maybe this will be the year that I actually start eating smart. Mm-hmm. I eat smart.
All year long?
No, I don't. I eat smart and then I eat stupid. So I go like if you could graph it somehow, here's my smart week and here's my stupid week. Uh-huh. Dr. Scott Kahan is on the phone, and he is the director of the National Center for Weight and Wellness in Washington, D.C. He serves on the faculties of the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, the George Washington University School of Medicine, and the George Washington University School. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, I have a typo there. I forgot the V. Of
Public Health and Health Services, and a public health physician specializing in nutrition and obesity policy. Wow. Is this a good time of year to pay attention to this subject? He's talking about the Smart Changes program. Let's find out what that is. Dr. Scott Kahan. Good morning, doctor.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. First thing is, how did I do with your name? How do you pronounce your last name?
I pronounce it Kahan, but I hear everything, and so you did a great job.
Well, from this point forward, I will say it correctly. Dr. Kahan, thank you so much. And where are you? Are you in D.C. right now?
I live and work in D.C.
How's the weather?
The weather is not so great. I'd imagine it's probably nicer in Orlando.
Yeah, it is pretty out
nice.
there.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I don't mean to rub it in, but it's pretty nice. So you heard my little intro, did you? I hope. I quit smoking cigars 8 years ago, but it wasn't a plan. It was just one of those things that I just realized I hadn't smoked all year. It was only really like January 3rd. But every time I've tried to use some kind of psychological thing like that for eating, it seems to fail.
Yeah, managing weight is hard, and I think you put your finger right on one of the most difficult parts of it, and that is that it's not something that we can approach in a sort of all or none way. Like, as hard as it is to quit smoking, at least the goal is very straightforward. You stop.
Right.
There's no middle ground. Same thing with people that have alcohol difficulties, for example. They stop, as hard as that is. With weight management, one of the things that makes it particularly challenging is that you just can't stop eating. That's not realistic. That's not appropriate, nor is it healthy. We need to find, we need to find some balance in between overeating and undereating, and finding that balance is much harder in most cases than just being able to quit something else. So that's a really important part.
And what do you say to the people? Do you like the idea or not like the idea, or something in between? Just quit carbs, just quit bread, bagels, English muffins, rolls, anything like that. Because they say quit all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so unfortunately, those types of plans rarely work, and it's not that there's a problem necessarily with following a lower carbohydrate program or a lower fat program. The problem is that those programs tend to be fairly arbitrary and unrealistic to maintain. So somebody will just say, I'm just quitting carbs and I'm going to lose weight and that's it. But there's really a lot that goes around it. We want to make sure that we have a good plan in place for how to go about doing that. We want to make sure that we have a good set of alternative options to eat that are satiating and that are enjoyable to us, because you can't eat nothing. And we want to make sure that we build around it a number of other strategies that are helpful for weight management, which includes being active. It includes having a support system in place. It could include having other strategies in place. In some cases, medications can be helpful. In some cases, additional counseling can be helpful. We want to make sure that we're going about this in a comprehensive way and a strategic way.
And sandwiches in themselves are very, very convenient because you've got such a variety. You can use bread or bagels or pita and anything like that. And because, when you're at work, you kind of like work through lunch. You don't take a lunch, so you have to have this nutrition, so you grab a sandwich. You send your children to school with sandwiches. And it just makes life more convenient until you can be in a place where you can relax and have like a big salad or something for dinner.
Well, you just hit on two really important principles of weight management. The first one is planning ahead. So, for example, I think the example you gave of lunch is a great one. If you're trying to manage your weight and be healthy, and you don't have a plan in place for lunch, the way the day typically goes is you go to work, you're feeling good, everything's going well, and then a few hours later, your energy is down, you're stressed with all the things that are going on at work, and now you're really hungry. And so it's time for lunch, but you don't have a plan in place. You don't have healthy food available. You don't have a healthy sandwich or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And so it's up for grabs. You might pick at the first thing that's available in your office, which is usually some type of junk food, or you may go around the corner to the fast food restaurant, which is typically not very healthy. And so you've put yourself in that hole. On the other hand, if you've planned ahead and either you've brought in a sandwich or some other healthy option that you like, then you have it right available when the time comes and you can eat healthy. Or if you've looked online to see what the options are around your office and looked at some menus that are online, so you picked out a healthy option that you like, then when the time comes, you can go right there, and without having to struggle in the moment to figure it all out, you have a healthy option that you're more likely going to eat. So planning ahead is a key behavioral strategy. Another one that you mentioned was convenience. So this is really, really important. If you look at a lot of the diet programs out there, they are often built around convenient options. So Jenny Craig, for example, they're giving you packaged foods that are convenient and easy. Same thing with Nutrisystem. Same thing with the Weight Watchers foods. Same thing with like a lean cuisine type option. Same thing with a lot of programs that use protein bars or shakes or the like. Now, there's nothing right or wrong about any one of these packaged foods, but the concept of having a quick, easy, convenient, healthy option available makes it much easier to be able to go about making healthy decisions in the moment, especially in the course of our busy lives and our hectic lives and our work and our families and all of that, without having to slave over the kitchen and shopping and all that in order to make the healthy decision. So two really important behavioral strategies that we could build into any type of program.
We have to take a little break, and when we come back, Dr. Scott Kahan is our guest. Did I do it right that time, Dr. Kahan?
Perfect.
Okay. We'll be right back. If you have any questions, by the way, the phone line is open. The number is 622-9622, the Smart Changes Program. I want to make sure I find out from Dr. Kahan if this is something we can get online, if it's a book we have to buy, and really, can I start it today? What's it, 3 days before New Year's?
Yes.
So I'll be 3 days. This is the this is the non-smoking thing. I will have done it already a whole year if it's next week at this time. All right, we'll take a little break and be right back. If you want to call again, the number is 622-9622.
We're saving thousands with Robert Palmer.
So rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around. If you're trying to get a mortgage, if you're trying to get the best credit card, if you're looking at student loans, cell phone bills, you name it, rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around.
That's rule number one. Just one fighting back to stop being a financial zombie. Yes, you can continue out of the complicated world of finances. Take charge when it comes to your money. Listen in on The Source, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, Saturdays at 12:05.
Ooh, ouch. Does pain have you glued to the couch? Yes, unfortunately it's true that every year we must get older, but that doesn't mean we have to deal with pain in our back, knees, or shoulder. If your muscles and joints are sore, don't worry anymore. Come get acupuncture from me and you'll be pain-free. Acupuncture starts as low as $35 at a Better You Healthcare. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, at 615-555. Stop your pain, drive you insane.
All right, 16 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. The New Year is coming around, and every year, and when you do a radio show, a talk show especially, you will get calls. We get calls every year. I just put it in I'll just talk first person here. We get calls every year from publicists asking us if we want to speak to an author who has written a book about dieting, and we always say yes to some of them. In this case, I don't think there's a book. I'm not so sure about this. Dr. Kahan, is there a book, or is this a program we can go online and find out about?
Yeah, there's no book, and let me just say this isn't my program, but it's a program that I support that I think is very nice. It's available at a website, which is smartchangesprogram.com/New Year. And there's three main things that you'll find at that website. The first one is results from a survey that we did. It's a survey looking at New Year's resolutions for weight loss. And the big picture is it showed that most people have tried to make a New Year's resolution for weight loss. On average, the respondents had tried 8 times over the years on different New Year's resolutions for weight loss, but the majority of those attempts did not succeed. And a lot more information from the survey, so you can look at that there. And then there's 2 programs that are bundled into this Smart Changes program that work well together. The first is a behavioral program for weight management, and that's called the Mayo Clinic Diet out of the Mayo Clinic Institution. And that's a science-based program. There's a whole bunch of tools and resources that are available as part of that, things like daily meal planners and recipes and workout options and weight and habit trackers and the like. So that's a very nice program. And then the other thing that's available as part of this for appropriate patients is a medication called Qsymia. So this is one of a number of FDA-approved medications for obesity and weight management. It's been reviewed by FDA and approved by FDA. It's a very good medication that can help to facilitate weight loss and long-term maintenance of lost weight. It works by both decreasing appetite and by increasing satiety or the feeling of fullness. One of the things that our survey showed is that one of the biggest pitfalls for that patients said about their New Year's weight loss resolutions is that they feel hungry all the time, and that tends to get in the way of being able to stick to their health goals and their weight loss goals. And so, in appropriate patients, an FDA-approved medication can be helpful to support your behavioral changes.
How do you spell that, Qsymia?
It's Qsymia.
Okay, thank you.
And I just went to the website, and what it brings up is Qsymia.com. So tell me the website you gave us again.
smartchangesprogram.com.
Okay.
/New Year.
So when we've had guests in the studio who've talked about bariatric surgery. Am I saying it right, Robin?
Yes.
Bariatric
Yeah.
surgery.
Yeah.
They will almost always follow it with, after the surgery, here's the plan. And I will always say, well, could you do the plan without the surgery? And they will always say yes.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not. Gosh, if the surgery is what you need and that's what works for you, gosh, I'm not being judgmental. I'm just thinking in terms of, because we've heard that the surgery can't be done unless you're really morbidly obese.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, well, if you don't want to get to that point, you want to just do it right. So you could take the information on how to do it right now and never get to that point. And that sounds like what this could help you do.
Yeah, there's more than 150 diseases associated with obesity. And so by being able to manage weight, and that can be as little as 5, 7, or 10% of weight loss, that often ends up preventing many of those downstream health issues, as well as preventing the need for other weight interventions like bariatric surgery that many people may otherwise be on their way towards without doing something about it sooner.
Look, you just brought up the disease part of this associated with obesity. Diabetes is often one that is brought up. If we reverse the weight, assuming everybody didn't start out overweight, everybody put the weight on over time in their lifetimes. So you're going to reverse that. Would you also at the same time be reversing the diabetes or whatever other illnesses might have been caused by the obesity?
Yeah, so diabetes is one of the most common obesity-associated health problems, and we have very good data that a very small amount of weight loss can keep diabetes at bay or even reverse it. So the best data we have is from a big NIH study called the Diabetes Prevention Program, and in that trial they showed that 7% body weight loss decreases the likelihood of diabetes by 60%. So as opposed to the sort of miraculous weight loss goals that many of us have around New Year's or otherwise, if we just aim for a small, moderate weight loss, 5 to 10%, we are most likely going to be either preventing diabetes or improving or reversing diabetes, as well as dozens of other obesity-associated health problems.
That's good to know. So the program, the Smart Changes program that we can learn about on the website, does it include other lifestyle changes like exercise?
Yeah, so the Mayo Clinic diet is a comprehensive behavioral approach for weight management, and that includes suggestions for dietary changes, it includes suggestions for physical activity changes, and it includes a lot of tools and tips and strategies and resources to help you move forward toward those diet and physical activity changes.
And what's good for one person, one kind of activity might not be good for somebody else. Somebody might have diabetes, somebody might have a limited flexibility in their joints, and so you're able to provide the type of exercises, suggestions that they would benefit from?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I run a large weight management clinic in Washington, D.C., and what you just said is exactly what we do. We work one-on-one with every patient that comes in. We don't have any one-size-fits-all diet programs or exercise programs, but we work with them to figure out what fits best for them, what they enjoy the most, what fits best with their limitations and also their preferences and their goals, and then we build with them an individualized approach for them. Now, most people don't have access to the kind of clinic that we have, but with a good program like this, the Mayo Clinic Diet Program, it largely is individualized from person to person. So you're not going to get a blanket statement, you have to eat this and not eat that, but rather it's going to give you a customizable set of approaches and strategies that you can use based on your own needs and your own preferences.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and I know that this is what's going to happen. We've been recording this interview, so we'll put this up on Facebook as well as YouTube for the listeners who want to review it again or you want to share it with somebody. But the biggest, most important part of this is the website, because that's where the answers to the questions you have will be. If you're just wondering if this is this another fly-by-night diet program, this is the Mayo Clinic.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's your credentials right there. Not to take away from Dr. Kahan's credentials, his are there as well, but I know many of you know the Mayo Clinic name. So smartchangesprogram.com/New Year's is where I went, and that's where you can find out. It's got the name of the medication called Qsymia, and maybe any questions you have about that also. And it says here a free limited 3-month subscription to the Mayo Clinic diet if I click on something. Is that right?
That's right.
Now, when you have children in your life and the adult, say, is overweight and the child is not, sometimes the adult feels left out because they have to prepare 2 separate sets of meals. How do you get over that emotional hurdle?
Well, I think as much as possible, working together with the people in your family can be really helpful, and there's a number of ways of going about that. So, first of all, even if a child does not have problems with weight, virtually every child, in some sense, is at risk for weight problems, given that the vast majority of people in America have weight problems. So, if you can start early with them at helping them understand about healthy nutrition and the value and importance of physical activity, and helping them learn about healthy cooking. You certainly don't need to put your child on a diet, but they're going to benefit from the healthy foods that the adult in the family is eating, and they're going to benefit from learning about about the importance of prevention and healthy eating and so forth. And so I would build it around a family approach as much as possible. And you certainly want to be smart about it. I would not focus on weight loss for aesthetic reasons. We always want to be couching weight loss, especially when you're talking to kids. You always want to be couching it within as a matter of health rather
reasons,
than
yeah.
appearance. But there's no better time than any time to start teaching kids about this really important life skill around healthy eating and managing our health and our weight and our and long-term prevention.
Do you know, we broadcast from the local mall, and we have a window right on the outside. We can see people walking in. And one of the things we've observed, that families that are heavy typically are all heavy.
Yeah.
Families who are not typically are all not. I mean, you have exceptions to that, but there must be something about the culture within that family that causes that to happen. In addition, I guess, to genetics, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so there's 3 reasons for that. So first is, as you said, genetics. Genetics are a very strong contributor to body weight. In fact, there is as much contribution of genetics to weight as there is to height. So just as we naturally expect the son, say, of a tall mother or father to be relatively taller, we should expect the son or daughter of a parent with weight problems to have a higher likelihood of having weight problems. So that's one reason, is that the genetics run in the family. So there's a higher likelihood that all the people in the family would have weight problems rather than just one. A second reason is that the environment in which we live strongly predisposes to what we do. So typically, all people who are living in a family are exposed to the same environment. And so that could be a lot of unhealthy junk food at home, and so forth. And it's going to be everyone that is exposed to that. So we have genetics and we have environment. And then third is, of course, our behaviors. And in some ways, behaviors can be catchy, if you will, in the sense that if a parent is
Doctor-
following a certain behavior, healthy or otherwise, it's more likely that the kids are going to follow the same thing, healthy or otherwise.
Dr. Kahan, thank you so much. We've got like 5 seconds. I apologize for wrapping it up very, very abruptly, but for the listeners, smartchangesprogram.com/New Year's. Dr. Kahan, thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Midwest raising waters and worries about possible flooding.
In St. Louis, the mighty Mississippi won't crest until Thursday at some point at a height near 50 feet. Further downriver, a levee along the Mississippi in northeastern Louisiana has already been breached. The Army Corps of Engineers are scrambling to repair it. The storms are responsible for upwards of 50 deaths nationwide.
Fox Radio's Evan Brown. The cleanup continues in North Texas after weekend tornadoes. Alan Magger lives in Garland, where 8 people died.
I raised all my kids there, and they're grown and gone now, and moved out. It's their home too, and they're taken as bad as I am.
Magger did find the diamond ring he bought his wife for Christmas amid the wreckage. The West African country of Guinea has been declared Ebola-free. The outbreak there led to the largest Ebola epidemic in history, killing more than 11,000 worldwide. Fox News, we report, you decide.
I smoked a lot and quit a lot, but got nowhere. It's hard. Then my daughter was born. Now I have the best reason why to quit in the world. I just need the right how. I want this time to be my last time. That's why I choose Nicoderm CQ.
The Nicoderm CQ patch has unique extended release technology that helps prevent your urge to smoke all day. Tweet hashtag What's Your Why at Nicoderm CQ for a chance to win valuable prizes. Use as directed. Behavioral support increases chances of success.
I had fantastic results with the Andro 400 Max. Probably lost 35 pounds, and more impressive than that was the inches I lost off of my belly and my waist. And the increased energy is fantastic.
Andro 400 Max, the best all-natural testosterone booster. Gain energy, lose belly fat. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
Chip, doesn't this time of the year just bring out the best in people?
Absolutely. It's all about the spirit of giving.
At Lincoln of Ocala and Village Ford of Bellevue, we are really in the spirit of giving by giving up to $2,500 on select new Fords. That's cash in your hand.
Wow, that kind of money can really come in handy at this time of year.
It gets better, my friend. How does no interest for the entire length of the loan sound and no payments till spring?
It sounds like miracles do come true.
Don't miss your chance on really cashing in on the savings. The selection has never been better.
Like the holidays, this spectacular offer won't last forever. No interest for the length of your loan and up to $2,500 back to you on the purchase of select new Fords.
Start by visiting FordofOcala.com or MyVillageFord.com. Schedule a test drive and become automatically eligible to win free fuel for a year.
From all of us to all of you, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a safe year.
All buyers vehicles may not qualify for 0% interest or cashback offers. Restrictions apply. See dealer for complete detail.
Here are today's headlines from The Source WOCA. The Lake County Emergency Communications and Operations Center recently installed new workstation consoles in preparation for any hazardous weather El Nino could produce. A total of 98 workstations were paid for with a $116,000 federal grant. Officials say the new workstations are a major upgrade from the previous folding desks used during activations and training. The new consoles increase the amount of workspace for each emergency support liaison and aid in creating a more efficient workflow. The National Weather Service forecasts strong El Nino weather could increase the likelihood of severe weather, tornadoes, and heavy rain. That's the kind of weather officials want to be ready for just in case it happens here in Central Florida. More than 90 million Americans on the holiday road are finding the lowest average gasoline prices for the year-end holiday since 2008 and 2009. The national average price for a gallon of gasoline is $2 nationally and $2.01 here in Florida. And 2016 could start with gas prices continuing to fall, according to AAA Auto Club Group. AAA spokesman Mark Jenkins says some of the lowest prices of the year typically arrive in January. Once the holiday season wraps up, fewer people take long-distance road trips, he said, leading to a downturn in demand at a time when supplies are high. Motorists will ring in the new year with prices well below last year's holiday. The average price for a gallon of gas on January 1st, 2015 was $2.24 nationally and $2.35 here in Florida. This year, gas prices are averaging $2 and below, saving motorists $5 to $10 every time they fill their tanks. Gas prices on New Year's Day 2016 will be the lowest since 2009. Americans already enjoyed the lowest gas prices on Christmas Day since 2008. The average price in Florida is poised to fall below $2 a gallon this week. If that happens, it would be the first time since March 22nd of 2009. Every year, elected officials, law enforcement, and community activists across Florida make a plea to the general public: don't celebrate the new year with gunfire. In Miami, for example, they call their awareness campaign "One Bullet Kills the Party." New Year's Eve celebrations have seen a dramatic rise in the number of cases where people loose off multiple rounds into the sky. Police say the practice is dangerous and has led to injury and death in recent years. It's also against the law, and officers have promised to prosecute any individuals who engage in that behavior. Central Florida was the scene of a botanical first this week. Yesterday morning, samples were collected from Lady Liberty, the largest, oldest tree in Florida. It was part of the first attempt in the world for genetic cloning of an ancient cypress tree. Often billed as the Senator's sister tree in Big Tree Park in Seminole County, Lady Liberty stands roughly 90 feet tall and is 2,000 years old. The 3,500-year-old Senator, which is a